You look at a calendar and see all the dates. April 4th, it probably just seems like another day. But what if I told you it's one of the most incredible dates in the entire history of mathematics? Today, we're going to find out exactly why. On this one single day, spread out across different centuries in totally different countries, brilliant minds made breakthroughs that literally changed the world we live in. So let's meet them. Okay, so to keep track of everything, we're going to use this timeline. It's going to be our guide as we jump through history. And you'll see how it all comes back to that one single remarkable day, April 4th. So, let me ask you something. Before we had calculators, before our phones could do everything for us, how did anyone multiply gigantic numbers? Imagine being an astronomer trying to map the stars, or a sailor trying to cross an ocean. One tiny mistake in your math could throw everything off. It could be, disastrous. They needed a better way, a faster way. But what was it? Well, our story kicks off on April 4th, 1617, and the person who steps up to the plate is a Scottish scholar named John Napier. He saw this huge problem everyone was facing and thought, right, I'm going to fix this. And his solution? It was something called logarithms. Now, this was a total game changer. It basically turned the massive headache of multiplying and dividing these enormous numbers into simple addition and subtraction. It's brilliant. He even made this cool little gadget called Napier's bones. You can think of it as like the world's first pocket calculator, way back in the 1600s. I love this quote. It just perfectly nails the impact, right? His work wasn't just about making math easier, it literally sped up the pace of human discovery. And boom, there's our first pin on the timeline. Now let's fast forward. The date's still April 4th, but we're jumping ahead 173 years. We're in a different country, and there's a whole new problem that needs a solution. Okay, so have you ever seen a massive canal or an aqueduct and just wondered, how do they get the water to flow just right? It's a huge puzzle, right? If the water flows too fast, you've got a flood on your hands. Too slow, and the whole thing is useless. So how on earth do they manage it? Well, a big piece of that puzzle can be traced right back to April 4th, 1790. That's the day a brilliant French engineer and mathematician named Jean-Baptiste Bélanger was born. So Bélanger was totally fascinated, maybe even a little obsessed, with how water moves through open channels. And he came up with something called the Backwater Equation. It's this incredible formula that lets engineers predict and control water levels with pinpoint accuracy. The huge canals and aqueducts all over France, they were designed using his ideas. And get this, his work is still a cornerstone of civil engineering today. What he basically showed the world is that even the most chaotic-looking river is really just a puzzle. And it's a puzzle you can solve with math, uncovering this beautiful, hidden order in the way water moves. All right, let's add another point to our timeline. And here we go again. It's April 4th. This time, we're jumping ahead another 52 years. And the puzzle we're about to tackle? It's a completely different beast. This next one is so cool. I mean, who doesn't love a good brain teaser, right? Something to really get your mind working. But what if I told you that a simple, fun little puzzle could actually unlock the secrets to finding some of the largest numbers in the universe? Yeah, this amazing link between puzzles and prime numbers was the passion of a French mathematician who was born on, yep, you guessed it, April 4th, 1842. His name was Édouard Lucas. So Lucas had these two big loves: making math fun, like puzzles and games, and also diving deep into serious number theory. He's the guy who invented the classic Tower of Hanoi puzzle. I bet a lot of you have played that one. But he took that same kind of logical thinking and applied it to numbers, and he used it to prove that this absolutely massive number called Mersenne 127 was prime. That was the largest known prime number for 75 years, and he did it all by hand. No computers. It's just the perfect example of how play can lead to serious discovery. Sometimes the biggest ideas, the most profound breakthroughs, they start out as just a simple game. Okay, let's pop another point onto our timeline. We're moving into the 20th century now, but our one constant, our anchor through all of this, is still that incredible date, April 4th. Think about something we do all the time. You've got two different ideas or groups of things, and you want to see what they have in common and what's different. How do you draw that? How do you make it super clear just by looking at it? Well, the answer is a tool that's so common today, we kind of take it for granted. We forget that somebody actually had to invent it. And its creator, an English logician named John Venn, is our next connection. He passed away on April 4th, 1923. Yes, that Venn. His pure genius was coming up with an incredibly simple way to visualize ideas, the Venn diagram. You know exactly what I'm talking about, those overlapping circles we all drew in school. That was him. They're just such a powerful way to show how different groups are related and to understand really complex ideas in just a single glance. And that's the real beauty of it, isn't it? The simplicity. He took these really abstract concepts about logic and sets and made them so easy to see and understand. He made them intuitive for absolutely everyone. So there you have it, 4 incredible thinkers: Napier, Bélanger, Lucas, and Venn. They lived in different centuries, in different countries. They were working on totally different problems, but they're all connected by this one single day. And you know what else connects them? They were all driven by this desire to find the simple, elegant patterns hidden inside all the noise and chaos of the world. And that really leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? Because these 4 people asked their questions, our world is now filled with amazing tools for calculation, for engineering, for understanding numbers, and for logic. So it makes you wonder,